They will try to take everything from you. And one day they might succeed. Your job, your wealth, your reputation, your relationships, the ground beneath your feet, and the name you built with blood. All of it, gone in a breath. Not because you failed, but because the world does not care for permanence. What happens then? Do you shatter like glass, sharp, pitiful, forgotten? Or do you rise from the ashes, untouched by the fire? Here is the truth they don't teach you. What is truly yours cannot be taken. Not by kings, not by liars, not even by death. I was raised in palaces, taught by philosophers, followed by legions. I was called emperor by men who feared me, and philosopher by men who envied me. But I have watched all things fall, cities, empires, families, health. And I have learned this: detachment is not weakness. It is strength under control. So I ask you, what do you call your own? Your titles? They belong to circumstance. Your possessions? They belong to fortune. Your fame? It belongs to the mouths of others. Strip all of that away, and you meet your true self, naked, unpolished, real. That is where peace lives, and that is where power begins. They cannot steal your discipline. They cannot take your reason. They cannot undo your will. And they will never possess your virtue, unless you give it away. You suffer when you mistake the temporary for the eternal. You find peace when you root yourself in what cannot be touched. Look at the storm outside, the chaos of ambition, betrayal, lust, and greed. Men chase shadows and call them treasures. They break themselves trying to hold what was never theirs. But the Stoic stands still. He watches. He endures. And when the storm passes, as it always does, he is still standing. This is not passivity. This is dominion over the self. You want freedom? Then own the only thing you ever could, your mind. Everything else is on lease from the universe. The body will age. The voice will fade. Even memory will betray you in the end. But what you do with this moment, this breath, this choice, that belongs to you. And you will be held accountable for it. Do not complain that the world is unfair. Of course it is. Fortune is blind, and history is cruel. But justice begins in the soul, not in the court. You lose nothing when you lose what was never truly yours. But when you trade your principles to hold on to vanity, you become poor indeed. Let them speak ill of you. Your character is not defined by rumor. Let them strip you of riches. Your wealth is not in gold. Let them exile you. Your home is wherever you stand with dignity. This is not poetry. This is armor. I have buried children. I have fought plague and war. I have sat alone with grief, so deep it threatened to drown me. And still I wrote. I led. I breathed. Why? Because I knew that nothing real could be taken from me. Not without my permission. You fear loss because you haven't yet discovered what's indestructible inside you. Find it. Feed it. Guard it like fire in the cold. That is your task, not to control the world, but to master the only kingdom that lasts, yourself. So, I ask again, what is truly yours? Your judgments, your intentions, your character, your response. That is your empire. And no man, no fate, no calamity can seize it from you. They told you success was measured in what you could hold, titles, trophies, bank accounts, influence. But no one told you the cost. No one warned you that the more you carry, the more you fear losing. And fear is the first crack in the soul. Look around you. The men in silk are just as anxious as the beggar in rags. The difference? One is afraid of starving, the other of falling from the banquet table. Both are slaves, one to hunger, the other to illusion. But you must be free. You must learn this. The things you own end up owning you. Yes, that line came from a story drenched in chaos, but it whispered a Stoic truth. The moment you attach your identity to an object, you place your peace in its hands. What if it breaks? What if it's stolen? What if it loves you today and leaves you tomorrow? Then what are you? Let it go, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Let it burn, not in hatred, but in freedom. To release what weighs you down is not to become empty, but to finally rise. I saw senators cling to power like a drowning man clings to driftwood, knuckles white, eyes hollow. But death took them all the same. Their monuments cracked, their names forgotten. And I saw slaves who sang through chains, because their minds were untouched. Who then was the master? You are not what you wear. You are not what you drive. You are not the applause you receive or the envy you provoke. These are echoes, not essence. Essence lives in action, in choice, in principle, in the unseen stand you take when no one is watching. You want self-mastery? Then stop letting the world dictate your worth. You are not a mirror to reflect others' opinions. You are a flame, alive on your own. The Stoic does not reject the world. He simply refuses to be owned by it. He can enjoy what he has, but he does not need it. He can love without chaining. He can lose without breaking. Because he has made peace with what's permanent. And all that's permanent is within. Ask yourself, what kind of man cannot be shaken? Not the one who hides from chaos, but the one who walks through it unblinking. Not because he is numb, but because he has trained his soul to stand its ground. This is not a gift. It is a discipline. You do not wake up free. You earn it. Each morning, you must take your mind like a sword to the whetstone. You sharpen it with reflection. You temper it with truth. You polish it with purpose. Then, and only then, are you ready to meet the day without flinching. The Stoic does not seek comfort. He seeks clarity. He does not beg for safety. He builds strength. Because he knows the storm is coming. He just refuses to bow to it. There will be days when your name is praised. Let it not swell you. There will be days when it is dragged through the dirt. Let it not sink you. You are neither the praise nor the mud. You are the soil beneath both. If the body weakens, let the mind stand tall. If the world forgets you, remember yourself. There is no serenity in being untouched by hardship. Serenity is forged in its presence. You must be the calm in the earthquake, the silence in the roar. This world will never stop testing you, so stop waiting for ease. Instead, become the one who needs none. You have already faced storms. You've buried dreams. You've watched what you love fade into silence. And yet, you're still here. Breathing, walking, thinking, choosing. Do not waste that breath in bitterness. Use it like firewood to build the inner fire that cannot be extinguished. There is no greater insult to fate than to face her with equanimity. To smile at what she thought would break you and say, "Is this all?" Now listen to me carefully. There are two kinds of power in this life. One is loud. It commands rooms, shakes walls, wins wars. The other is quiet. It governs your tongue, steadies your hands, holds its ground when all else trembles. The first is granted by the world. The second is forged in solitude. You already know which one survives. So stop reaching outward. Withdraw inward, not to escape, but to rebuild. Ask yourself, have I ruled my impulses today? Have I corrected my thoughts, like a craftsman fine-tunes his work? Have I walked through insult without staining my virtue? If so, you have done more than most kings. This is the paradox of the Stoic life. The less you claim, the more you possess. The less you need, the more you command. The less you grasp, the more you grow. That is not surrender. That is supremacy. So let them take what they must. The world will always steal what it can. But it cannot reach the citadel within you, unless you open the gate. Guard it. Be ruthless in what you allow inside your mind. Not all thoughts are worthy of your attention. Not all emotions deserve your reaction. Not all battles are worth your sword. Conserve your strength for the highest fight, the one within. Because once you master yourself, you master your life. There comes a moment in every life when the world stands still. No more noise. No more audience. Just silence, and the man in the mirror. No mask. No medals. No applause. Just truth. In that moment, you are forced to answer a question no one else can answer for you. What have you built inside yourself that cannot be taken? If the answer is nothing, then all your victories are ash. But if you have cultivated discipline, reason, courage, and compassion, then even in defeat, you stand triumphant. Because you have become untouchable. Not in the way tyrants seek, not with walls or wealth or armies, but in the way sages endure, by becoming masters of themselves. You were not born to be a leaf blown by the winds of opinion. You were not placed here to dance for the approval of strangers. You are not the sum of your fears or the echo of your losses. You are the flame that persists. You are the quiet decision to remain principled when no one watches. You are the calm in the chaos, the still point in a spinning world. And the beauty of this truth is that no one can give it to you, so no one can take it away. When you live by what is internal, you stop fearing what is external. When you stand on values, you stop falling for vanities. When you own your choices, you stop blaming your fate. This is the greatest rebellion, to choose peace in a world that profits from your panic. So let the world keep spinning. Let fortune rise and fall. Let the crowds cheer or jeer. It means nothing. What matters is this. Did you act with integrity today? Did you keep your character intact? Did you honor the fire within, even as the winds howled outside? If so, you are free, and nothing can touch you. Because in the end, everything you think you own will vanish. Your name will fade. Your body will return to dust. Time will erase every trace of your footsteps. But what will remain, what always remains, is the life you shaped inside yourself. The invisible kingdom you ruled. The battles you fought in silence. The virtue you protected when no one cared. This is your legacy. Not what you built outside, but what you built within. So I say this to you, as one who has lost much but gained more. Hold fast to what is truly yours. Let go of all that was never meant to stay. And walk forward, not with fear, but with fire. Because nothing real can ever be taken.